through unless they talking 8 figures. Said I dream too big, about to do it way bigger. I'm the boss when I walk through, straighten up a sit-up. I ain't never had to tell them, but they know that I'm that. Finish that. So many wins, I had to go ahead and bring it back. I like you, my sons, go ahead and get the Similac. What? Yes, word when I'm pulling in. I ain't asking for the spot, I tell them better give me that. Taking no losses, can't start now. You know it's about to go up when I touch down. And if they didn't know before, they gonna know now. That I leave a murder scene when I come round. In other words, you know that we about to kill it. I ain't for the talking, I said it, you know I did it. Putting on the show, the world is about to feel it. I know they getting scared when I tell them that. We outside. Yeah, we outside. With me, know you playing yourself. If I got a game, I'm gon' bet on myself. Got it on my own, never needed your help. When you see me at the top, know I did it myself. You know we outside till the lights come on. About to make it to the top, it won't take this long. You know I'm blacking out, but I'm in my zone. They take beat money when they call my phone. Whoa, don't need your money, just give me respect. Told you before this, you know I'm a threat. I ain't letting up, I got my foot on their neck. Yeah. In other words, you know that we about to kill it. I ain't for the talking, I said it, you know I did it. Putting on the show, the world is about to feel it. I know they getting scared when I tell them that. We outside. Yeah, we
outside. Red is on the beat.
Everybody, and welcome to the Bronx or Nothing. Kev, what's good, fam? How you doing over there?
I ain't doing so great. Just today, I mean, I don't know.
Kev. You know what it is?
It's a funny day, bro. It's just weird, bro.
You know what it is, though? It's probably just because you want to dance a little bit. That's what I think it is.
You think?
I think so. I think every now and then somebody needs to dance. Hey, come on.
Oh, man.
Come on. Hey.
Let's do the dance.
Let's do the dance.
Now we gotta pay my guy over there. Well, I Lupita over there.
Pay him a little bit of money. It's all right. Come on.
By the way, that's my son's favorite song, guys. I'm sorry.
I mean, isn't that just that seems like it's everybody's favorite song right now?
You know, his next song is Ayana Bell. So they keep joking that he's just gonna keep making songs of all the women's names. But
women's names.
Listen, my man. Hey, man, we don't got shout out to everybody in the chat.
What up, shitty chat?
We got 70 plus in the building. Macho Kid, my guy. Jones in the building. Scott Wright, Juan. We got Tina in the building. We got Medina, of course, forever. 8 and 99. What's up? Sierra's here. Kev Boogie. All right, Jacked NYC, jacked. Okay,
he's jacked. Okay.
A little bit of Robert O'Connor in there. Caleb Castro, my guy. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Smack it a like if you just got in here. Anthony Garcia, what's up? Okay,
it's my guy.
But Pete, listen, man. You called the game earlier. It was
God bless me.
Yeah, it was a rough outing for everybody who's been calling the ace at home, Nestor Cortez. Everybody knows that I've been on the Nestor defense side for a while because I don't know why people hate this guy. I honestly don't. I mean, this guy came out of nowhere. He's helped the team starting rotation when we needed some guys to throw out some innings, and a lot of people had him out in the early this year, and he's pitched. Listen, at home, yeah. I mean, it's fine. A lot of people do. I mean, but he's pitched great when he's at home. He hasn't pitched great when he's away. But as lately, he's been pitching better away.
Yeah.
But today he shit the bed at the home stands. After you come out in the All-Star break when you should be taking a vacation and sipping pina coladas in Miami,
right?
You go out and make that tweet, so you're susceptible to all the criticism.
Yeah.
So, and that's my issue with Nestor today. You talk that way, and then you go ahead and you come out and you shit the bed.
Yeah, and that's the tweet right there that everybody's talking about. Everyone talks down about the Yanks, but they want to be us. It's a privilege to wear pinstripes. Every year we are in contention. I'm blessed to be able to compete for a playoff spot and always be contenders at the end. The hard thing about these type of tweets like this is you put yourself to be held to a standard then at that moment. The moment you put out a tweet like that and you get in defense of what is going on with your team, they're hearing the whispers. It's probably something also, too, that's around the league. A lot of other players on opposing teams probably feel like who gives a shit that you're on the Yankees. Like, it doesn't really matter anymore like that. The last time you guys won was 2009. There's not that lure anymore as there used to be like, damn, you go to the Yankees. I mean, you win, right? You go there, you win immediately. A lot of teams compete nowadays. I think that's what makes baseball as competitive and as tough as it is, that a lot of teams are in competition.
Yep.
More teams make the postseasons now. So I think when I read this first, my problem here immediately was why? Why are Yankee players trying to convince the fans of all people that, guys, we compete every year. Why are you guys so angry? But we compete. And you know what it makes me feel like? And Kev, you have insight on this. I'm more than certain we'll probably meet Nestor at some point. Could very well sit down and talk with him at some point over the next couple of weeks. And I would actually tell Nestor about this tweet. I would love to talk to him about this and understand that it's not coming out of Nestor didn't mean any harm by this. Nestor didn't mean to get fans upset. Nestor just said, hey, look, guys, we compete every year. My problem with them, and honestly, I don't blame Nestor specifically for having this mindset. I blame the Yankees for having this mindset. It's the mindset that they've created. That's why I'm on a mission now. I'll be going over this mission for the next couple of months, even after the offseason ends and they get into the offseason, playoffs are over. Derek Jeter needs to be a part of the front office badly, and I'm going to talk about that even more soon. I want to let the Yankees go about their business first, then we'll go from there. But my problem with this tweet is contention is expected when you're a Yankee. It's expected. You shouldn't have to push the narrative that, hey, we compete, guys. We get into the playoffs. That is an expectation when you put on the pinstripes, that you go out there and give your all every single day. Now, fans can watch it and go, well, not everybody on the team does that. So I got a problem with you saying that because it's obvious that not everybody's out there looking to win. You're not getting the most out of these guys.
Nope.
And again, Nestor's not going to shit on Boone. I don't expect him to do that. But the Yankees' mindset is to win. Just like today, Kev. What was the big news today? 600 winning percentage. Aaron Boone is the greatest manager in baseball. And I simply said one thing. Forget about arguing it. I asked the fans a question. Forget my opinion. What has it meant to the Yankees organization?
You want me to answer? Because my thing was this. Everybody's criticizing the roster. It's not Boone. Boone doesn't play the field. Rightfully so.
Yeah.
But the same people who defend Boone are the same people who defend Cashman.
Yeah.
So nobody's doing anything wrong. The Yankees have been struggling in the playoffs consistently since 2017, since they were a game away from making the World Series. You add Giancarlo Stanton. Again, we're not criticizing the Giancarlo now. We're talking about in 2018. You add Giancarlo Stanton to that team, and you expect Boone to just shit the bed? You add Juan Soto to this team. You expect Boone to shit the bed? What it looks like is that you're saying is that he's been handled bad teams, but somehow he's able to do everything that's great. But now that the Yankees it's right in front of us, and we're turning a corner for the last month, it's not Boone's fault. You can't have it both ways, brother. I'm sorry. It just doesn't work that way.
So that's a great point that you brought up, because what do a lot of Boone defenders will say, well, it's not his fault, but then they'll take credit for a 600 winning percentage. That is him. So you can't do both here. What's his percentage of winning in the postseason? Under 500? Yeah, it's under 500. So then I also said this. I said, if you went to somebody like a Derek Jeter and say, hey, Derek, the last 7 years, our manager has a 600 winning percentage. Derek Jeter will look at you and go, that's awesome. How many of these you got? And you'll sit there and go, oh, we don't have one. Oh, okay, cool.
He has
600 winning percentage up.
He has the perfect answer when I think Letterman asked him which one was worse, 2001 or 2003, and he's like, 2004, He's
Yeah,
like, I don't know how do you measure losing. Losing
bingo.
is losing.
It's true.
And he's like, oh, but you made it to the World Series, and when he's like, so I lost the best, and that's
What's it?
that is the most, that's the best answer, like you lost the most. You're proud of that. Listen, and
Yeah,
this is why there's a gap between other fan bases and the Yankees, and even sometimes the Dodgers. We don't care about just making the playoffs, man. A lot of these teams, we made the playoffs. Who gives a shit about just making the playoffs? Guess
that's
what?
right.
The AL East, 3 teams made the playoffs last year. They all won the same amount of games as the Yankees.
Exactly.
Who didn't make the playoffs?
Yeah.
Are you supposed to be proud of that?
Yep.
Are you supposed
That's
to be
right.
proud of getting swept in the first round in the playoffs? Come on,
That's
man.
right.
Where have
And
we become as a fan base, dude? That
that's
we're
my
okay with
problem.
this.
That's my problem. And that's what I talked about a lot today. As Medina just said, a 452 percentage in the playoffs. So that is his winning percentage. When the time really counts as Yankee fans, that is what the winning percentage is. So you can sit there and go, well, the roster, this or that. Well, then you can't take credit for the 600. And then, as somebody who goes, Boone is not a good manager, then maybe I shouldn't be able to take credit for them going, well, the players on the field. Doesn't it cancel each other out? Is he good? Is he bad? What is it? Does he have any say? What is it? It's only when the good happens? That's not fair. That's not the way it works. And at the end of the day, there's other things that managers do. And prime example, Aaron Boone's post games. I mean, it's a prime example. Today, he gave love to guys coming around with the bat. And the way he hit that hard ground ball double play, I tell you, that's coming around. I mean, he smacked that ground ball double play, didn't he? And you hear it and you just start laughing. You go, this is not fucking possible. There's no way this is real. And it's real. You played it live.
I wonder where did he get his cue cards from? You guys tell me. Not getting unlucky, exit velo, hit that ball hard. I mean, at the end of the day, you can't justify, what was it, 4 ground balls today? I don't care if I don't care if both of them were hit over 100 miles per hour. I mean, the other 4 ground balls, dude. Like this team is consistently getting into double plays, and now the guys who are also arguing, oh, you guys wanted more contact bats. The Yankees with the swing with the heavy righty and the strikeout or home run, they also didn't do anything. By the way, they didn't win in October.
Correct.
It got exposed. But right before we move away from Boone, I want to make 2 points. His winning percentage could have been better in the postseason. I'll give you 2 games. Remember that game where Clark Schmidt stayed in and threw 7 straight curveballs to him? Clay Holmes was available. Clay Holmes said he was ready. Severino said, I don't know why you're on the roster if you can't pitch in October.
And they asked him, he said, go ask the manager. I don't know.
I'm telling you, I feel like Boone is mixed when it comes to his clubhouse with the guys. Of course, they're not going to trash their manager because he doesn't trash their players. But in that series, told me everything I need to know about how Boone runs his clubhouse.
100%.
Right? That's one game. The other one, the ALCS, Michael K. ripped him and everybody in the post game. You take out your ace, Garrett Cole, in the win or lose game to bring in Lou Trevino. What does that do to the team? So those are 2 games that his winning percentage could have been better.
How about even Davy Garcia? The Davy Garcia situation with J Happ.
Yep.
And all that mess. I mean, there's a lot when it comes to the postseason. And that's the scariest thing, in my opinion, when it comes to Boone. Regular season means a lot, but as a Yankee fan, I'm expecting to win in the regular season. Now, mind you, when people say that, last year we didn't win in the regular season. So that's the other thing to bring up. Last year we didn't win in the regular season. But Boone scares me in the postseason. There's a lot of bad moves that have been made. And really, it's Nestor's comments again today after the game. It sounded like Aaron Boone talking. It was basically like, it's just another day, guys. Look where we are still. And I'm sitting there going, my God, like Jack Curry just said this too. Where's the urgency of these guys? Baseball. And Johnny Lasagne in our group chat's right what he said. He goes, simply just move on. No, I got to be better. We got to do better as a team and move on. See you later. That's all I got for you guys. Have a good day. What is this? But I mean, I look around the room, I look around the rest of the league, and guys, we're still right there. Every day is tomorrow. It's tomorrow on Game 7 when they're down 8-0. It's tomorrow.
Yep.
And you say, there is no tomorrow. Oh, don't worry, there is. It's mind-boggling to me at this point with this team. It really is. It's crazy.
You have to figure it out. You have to make an adjustment. Tampa Bay has been killing Nestor for a while now, besides our day of the event, which he freaking shoved that day at home.
Yeah.
But his last start before this was also Tampa, which he gave up, I believe, I think it was 6 runs there, or
Yeah.
5 in 4 in the third too. So you had two bad. It's tough to see a team twice, right?
Of course.
But on this game, by the way, you can't walk two guys, and I know that's a home run only in Yankee Stadium, by the way. And you didn't hear. I made the tweet just because a lot of people love to talk shit when we get a porch job, but then don't say anything when it's the other way around. But you wouldn't have been in that situation if you didn't walk the other two guys, which Nestor's been pretty good. You can't walk guys that are hitting under 200, dude. Attack the zone. It is what it is, right? So. And then the other 2 home runs I gave it on Boone because Isaac has been killing Nestor for the longest, and Randy, I mean, there's no reason to leave him after Isaac home run either. It's like, what are we doing at that point? And Jansen Pujols also said the last 2 home runs are on Boone because yes, he didn't have it at that point. He should have been out of the game. He should have been out of the game, dude.
To the chat's credit, I think the chat kept saying, "Why the hell is he still in this game here?" And then he gave up, like you said, the 2 more homers, and you know that's another issue, too, that we've seen with Aaron Boone a lot is that he leaves guys in too long. He tries to stretch additional outs. He doesn't really go with his gut. He goes with odd moves and odd choices. But there's something else big that we got to talk about here. As Kyle Malay with the Super Chat goes, Boone can only beat the Twins and Guardians in the playoffs. Well, let's hope he can do that again this year, potentially, if we need to. So we'll see what happens there. But guys, do us a favor. You got 150 plus in here. Hit that like button for us if you do not mind. Smacky that likey. Hitty, that's subby. But we do got to talk about something that at this point is obviously a big problem. Luis Severino made a comment recently, and I don't want it. We don't have to go into that. I'm just kind of segueing into what Sevy said and looking at the lineup currently.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to misspeak here on Sevy's part, so I'm going to explain the story real quick. Luis Severino's in a group chat with a bunch of other Yankee players, Yankee players that he used to play with, that he knows. They were giving Sevy a hard time, going, hey, look, we're missing you again. You're facing 2 lefties. You're not facing us. You know, why are you not facing us? You're scared to face us, blah, blah. Sevy didn't go to the media and say this. Sevy told the Yankees in the group chat, why would I be scared to face you guys? You only have 2 hitters. The media, they asked Sevy about it. He told the whole story, but of course, everybody's going to see it as Sevy was shitting on the Yankees, when in reality, he's talking to a group of friends, and it is what it is. He got relationships with those guys. But you look at the Yankees lineup right now. Of course, you got, Ben Rice had a double today. Volpe had 2 hits, or just a double. Soto and Judge. But man, oh man, Kev. DJ LeMahieu. And my guy, our guy, Alex Verdugo, something needs to happen here. I mean, this is an absolute train wreck. We could start with DJ if you like. I don't know how this guy is still in this lineup every day.
You could pull up a savant. Guys, I a little fun fact, since we love those. DJ hasn't had a home run since September 5th of the last year. So we might see, I'm scared to say it, but we might see, if he continues to play as, put him out there, as Boone says, we might see a whole year where DJ doesn't have a home run.
His slugging percentage is 202.
I'm gonna play this voice clip of,
oh my God,
of Boone answering about his DJ LeMahieu swing. So listen up, guys.
Well, we got to find out. We got to keep, we got to keep running him out there. He's earned that. He's earned that, and where we are right now, roster wise, like we got to give that opportunity to unlock it. And if we can do that, then obviously we know we've got a really good hitter on our hands. So
he's rambling. I'm sorry, my guy's rambling out there, and this is what gets fans upset. Where New Yorkers watch, live and breathe baseball. They watch baseball every day. I mean, they watch the Yankees every day. They've seen great baseball. They've seen bad baseball. And they know when the bullshit's bullshit. You can't bullshit a bullshitter. A lot of New Yorkers are bullshitters, right? You're not gonna do it. So keep putting him out there. He's earned it. Besides the second half of last year, DJ has been struggling already 2 years in a row. My man has a 59% ground ball percentage, I think it was, that Christian tweeted out earlier. How can you continue to put DJ LeMahieu out there?
You can't.
To suffer at what end? He has
can't.
There's only one guy who has a slower bat speed than DJ LeMahieu.
You can't. I mean, when I hear Boone say that, I get nightmares of you got to be an idiot to think that Josh Donaldson is done. And everybody, I remember when he said it and everybody was tweeting, I guess I'm an idiot. I remember I tweeted. I said, well, Aaron Boone, I might be the biggest idiot alive because he's done. And what happened? He was done. The Yankees have this weird blind loyalty to certain players. And Kev, I'm going to steal something from you because you say this a lot. You guys released Alex fucking Rodriguez. Let me say something. If anybody earned it, no matter what you say about A-Rod, if anybody earned additional playing time to get to a milestone, it was Alex Rodriguez. What is your blind faith to DJ LeMahieu that you want? I get it. He's been good. I understand he's had good years for you. But what you're seeing now, what you've seen last year, this is not a guy that's going to magically reappear and all of a sudden be this guy. You know how good of a bat he is. No, he's not. It's done. You got to move on. And how does that make guys like Cabrera feel? We don't have anybody else?
We not only Cabrera, Jorbert Vivas came up for
Exactly.
3 days. And to me, the best spot was to put him against Grayson Rodriguez. Grayson throws heat. Vivas has been seeing that. Again, these young guys, 98 is like 95, 94 to them. I'm sorry. They see it a lot more. DJ has a slow bat speed. And he's a righty-lefty. You guys talk about matchups all the time.
Yep.
We talk about matchups. You guys talk about matchups. You brought in, for God's sakes, you brought in Trevino over Wells, over righty-lefty. But then you won't do it because you got to keep putting DJ. DJ is struggling. At least give him the best possibility to get back in the rhythm. You guys say you don't believe in a hot hand, and you'll sit guys when he's hot, but then you'll leave a guy out there to take a shit on the mound every 4 at-bats?
Yep.
You
got to keep running them out there.
It makes no sense. And listen, yes, we argue about consistent playing time, but it's been consistent that DJ is ass. And I hate to use that word. I don't. But he is, man. It's struggling to watch. It's a ground ball, strikeout, ground ball, pop fly. This 2 RBIs he had last time was a dunker. A little bloop right behind second base.
I can't name you the hard hit balls he has this year. I barely remember.
The double with Toronto.
I guess maybe that's it.
The double with Toronto. Look at the spreadsheet. You can pull up the if you still have it. The Savant. Go look at the spreadsheet. Look at that shit. Everything is in shallow. All those are bloopers.
Yeah.
In the middle there. And then those are rollers that get through. And so it's like, I'm sorry, man. How do you continue to put this guy out there? I get his defense, his outs above average are there, but right now he has to be a late inning defensive replacement, man. And you have to platoon him until he gets in the rhythm. I mean, is he fully healthy? We don't know. I mean, that's a big
Boone
question.
Said he is today. They asked Boone that today, and he said no, he's healthy. There's no reason for us to believe he's not healthy. So it's more the same shit. But and this is why, and this is why I don't blame Yankee fans when there's people out there that go, guys, I don't want to hear about these prospects. I don't want to hear about the guys they got coming up and we can't trade them. This is why you got Yankee fans that don't want to hear this, because where are they? They will never get called up with this team. Peraza went through this. If you guys remember this, last year when Josh Donaldson was at third base and he was hitting horribly, he's in a horrible stretch. Peraza had his best play of baseball ever. He was hitting 330 something and hitting a home run every night. And you're sitting there going, damn, what else does he got to do? And the Yankees were like, you ain't getting called up. And then he got injured. And it was like, you're never getting a chance. Great. Now we don't got to worry about you. You weren't getting a chance either way. And I remember saying at that time, if this kid doesn't get called up now, if I was him, I'd ask for a trade at this point. I'd sit there and look around and go, what are we doing in my career? That's not fair. I'm hitting 330 down here. This guy's hitting 205. It's insane, but this is what the Yankees have done. This is why a lot of fans don't believe in a system. And you can't knock them. You can't get mad at them.
No, let's go further. It's not that he's hitting. This guy is hitting 90.95 his last 7 games, 170 his last 15 games, 168 his last 30. that is atrocious. That, I'm sorry. I can't continue to see that anymore. I'm sorry. At that point, there was runners on first and second, and I tweeted during the mound visit, "What do you think is going to happen?" I was expecting a double play.
Me too.
But somehow he struck out.
Yeah.
Watching 2 balls down to Johnson, by the way, the first strike and the last strike,
Right down the middle.
and mind you, he watched the first strike, which I'm like, all right, maybe he's not trying to fuck up right on the first pitch, whatever the case. But then he almost acts like he's going to swing at a slider outside of the other batter's box. What the fuck do you think you're going to do with that pitch, DJ LeMahieu? And this is my point. It's not only about your swing. It's also about at the pitches that you are swinging. You're not the same DJ LeMahieu. You cannot swing at balls anymore and put them in play like you used to. You have to sit there and pick a spot in the strike zone that you're going to swing at. You can't balls away. You're not the Oppo DJ anymore. You're not. Your bat speed isn't there, man.
Yep.
So it's not only that his swing is bad and he's struggling, it's also the swing decisions. And we can roll over now because it's not fair only to be on the DJ, who, by the way, is a lot worse than what Josh Donaldson. And we were ripping Josh Donaldson last year.
He's way worse than Donaldson. He really is. It's sad. It's scary. It's scary.
And no homers, by the way. Donaldson would at least poke one out here and there. So we got to talk a little bit about Verdugo, who as well is hitting 69 in his last 7, 164 in his last 15, 165 in his last 30. This man needs a break.
Big time.
As well.
Big time.
But for him, there's nobody that's yelling in the minor league system, call me up, right? But for DJ, we got Yorbe Vivas, and I'd rather see him a little bit more here and there. But they're going to keep rolling DJ out there because the Yankees are going to do this dumb shit, as always, like they owe DJ something. It's really frustrating as a fan to know that the Yankees told A-Rod to go screw himself, told Soriano to go screw himself. And then these guys, they get all the passes in the world. Why? I don't know. Is it their last name? Is it their what? Is it because I know DJ has another 2 years, but again, the Yankees ended up eating like 23 million when you looked at the last year. No, I'm sorry. The same 30 million was for A-Rod. They owed him last year and they cut him in 2016. So the same amount that you ate from A-Rod's contract, who's A-Rod, who will still put butts in the seat because he was 4 home runs from 700. You're owing DJ, but you don't want to let him go?
But the problem, and you know, old Sarge, I see your super chat, so I'm still going to get to it, but the biggest problem for me is pay for the roster spot. The roster spot is more value of a young player that's not getting paid any money. DJ LeMahieu is a DFA candidate. DJ LeMahieu is not a guy you keep holding on to. It's impossible.
No.
He is 100% a DFA candidate. That's all there is to it. Old Sarge with the super chat says, why is it that Jeter Posada have no real involvement with the Yanks? Why does Reggie now rep the Astros and not the team on his cap in the Hall of Fame? Well, I can answer Reggie's for you because Reggie talked about it. He said flat out, analytics. He goes, they don't know baseball over there anymore. He said it. He said it flat out. Reggie Jackson.
Oh.
Reggie Jackson said it flat out. He goes, these guys don't value my opinion. He said it. He said they don't value our opinion anymore. He said it flat out, and it made news. Not as much news as it needed to, but I made a video about it. He came flat out, Reggie Jackson, and said those guys do not value my opinion anymore. That's why I'm not there. They do not value the opinion of the older player that's been there and done that because their model of the game is very different now. So they didn't care about guys like Reggie Jackson. Let me tell you guys something about Derek Jeter. All you got to do is watch his documentary. He'll never come back with Brian Cashman being in charge. Never. Look what Cashman did to Jeter. One,
he leaked his information.
And he used the same tactic against Aaron Judge. Judge came in there and he was like, I just want to keep this here. Judge said he couldn't believe it. The first thing that happened is the media knew.
Yep.
Immediately, the media knew. So they want no part of Cashman. I'm telling you guys, I am going on a rampage. Matter of fact, Derek Jeter watched our story today when I talked about him. I wish there's a way I could get in touch with this guy. I need people to start bringing this up more. Derek Jeter needs to be back in his front office.
100%.
The Yankees don't win this year. I'm making videos daily talking about Cashman and Boone. Move on. Give Jeter the reins. Let him do whatever he wants. You know why? Because people talk about, Miami. Bullshit. I don't want to hear about Miami. I care about where he belongs. And that's the New York Yankees. The guy has George Steinbrenner's mindset of today. He understands that there's certain things that George did that he wouldn't do. It's a different time. It's a different world. We understand that. But the fact of the matter is the spirit of winning. This organization desperately needs Derek Jeter. Desperately.
And I don't even think that Derek himself wants to be the GM. I think he just wants to be involved, either baseball operations. They're perfect.
The move. That's the move.
You need guys who understand that culture, who's going to talk to anybody who gets here. Who listen? If Hal doesn't go down there, you think Derek Jeter, after a performance like, let's say, the last one against the Orioles, or the one where we gave up the Friday night where against the Boston Red Sox, you think he's not going to go down there and talk to everybody and
100%
and see what the fuck is going on?
100%. And even if he talks to the media, you'll hear he did it with the Marlins, if you remember.
Yeah.
We didn't win. And they're like, the Marlins? The Marlins are out this scene? Well, we didn't win, so it doesn't matter. Oh, he got into the postseason. Yeah, but we didn't win the World Series. People are looking at him like, yo, this dude is nuts. No, he's a winner. He's a winner. And he needs to be back with the New York Yankees. This is his organization.
He's built different.
Facts.
Too much excess of anything is bad. I don't care what it is, except water, probably.
Agreed.
And then you're gonna piss a lot if you drink a lot of water. But listen,
Okay, little pee-pee, okay?
But no, on some real stuff, you can't have, and we're not sitting here and just bashing analytics. You have to have a balance. But I think that
part of the game
turned a blind eye on some of the old school coaching, the old school ways. And it's not that there's no value in that. Some guys are hard-headed as fuck, and they don't want to talk about analytics, and that's understandable. You don't want that around because the game has changed, and you have to evolve no matter what. So, but you still need to find the balance, the culture, the balance, the playing hard-nosed baseball, going out there and competing every single day. I'm sorry, that doesn't change. And for everybody who's saying, oh, but you guys won't say whatever we say here. We're probably going to meet people that are going to probably in the future say you said this, that, and the third, and we'll have a conversation. I'm sorry, I make $70,000-$80,000 a day, a year, a year. When I go to Yankee Stadium, I spend about $1,000, $800. Me and my family. So I'm sorry, I don't expect to go out there and see an 8-0 game. That's not an 8-0 game, and then Volpe putting the ball, and then a guy not hustling in the first. As corny as that sounds, where's us then? And a lot of fans and a lot of guys, ex-players like Adrian Brzezinski and stuff like that, they talk about it. Fans get upset because they're spending their hard-earned money, and these players are in the era of, oh, it's not like that anymore. Where you're in that. Think about this for a second. I'm about to go on a little rant.
Go ahead.
In the era where science, medical staff, everything is cutting edge technology when it comes to everything, and guys are getting hurt way more than before. I'm sorry. Look at up and down the roster, guys are getting hurt left and right. So you get the best treatment, you get the best equipment, you're getting paid millions of dollars, and I have to fucking not boo you when you're playing like shit. Yep. Are you fucking out of your mind? Come on, I'm sorry. This is not the way. I'm sorry. Get your fucking head in the game, man. That's it. It's not that hard. And again, it's coddling, and this is all from the leadership. That's right. We're not sitting here fire Boone today. That's not gonna change anything at this point. I'm sorry.
No. But
there's something consistent about the lack of hustle and dude, wearing the pinstripes should be fucking. And I don't care what anybody says. It still means something. As much as people want to talk about it. Of course it
does.
You walk in that building, you wear those pinstripes. Nick Swisher was talking about it the other day on a podcast. It still means something. David Justice as well. It means something. The matter of fact is now we're starting to see some people trying to change that narrative. The younger fans, because they haven't experienced winning, and they're okay with just making the playoffs, and as well the front office. And us that been here, that's in the dynasty years, that's seen hard-nosed baseball, we're not gonna let it happen. I'm sorry, it's not on our watch.
No, 100% right. You're spot on. And look, none of us going back to Derek Jeter again, we boo because we want to cheer, and we all get it. We all understand that the Yankees are not going to win the World Series every year. We understand that. We know the Yankees. I see some people. Well, there's Yankee fans that think they're supposed to be 162-0. No, trust me, there's no idiot out there that believes the Yankees are going to go 162-0. There's no fan out there in the planet that believes the Yankees should go 162-0. But as David Justice said, the mindset is a powerful thing.
Yep.
And I've been talking about this today. I'll talk about it again right now. And we're still getting on Verdugo, so we didn't just skip over Doogie. But The mindset is so important. And David Justice sat there and he asked the question, he goes, how many games do you think it was fair for George to want us to be okay with us losing? And the dude was like 0. He was like 0. That's right.
Yep.
Because it was up here. We knew we won't win every game, but we better go out there and expect and play like we're going to win every single game. This team today, it's weird. They put on the pinstripes and they love it and they go, well, I mean, let's just get in. And I took a lot of heat when Hal Steinbrenner came out and goes, we just need to get in. And everybody goes, yeah, Pete, but that is the reality, right? That is facts. That is the reality. But you should never openly admit that. The New York Yankees as an organization should never come out and go, we just got to get in. Never. Because guess what that then allows? Well, the roof was open. Well, how did the one ball go 90-something miles off the bat and then went out and mine didn't? Excuses are then created because you eased off the pedal a bit and you said, well, other things could slide in and that's the reason why we didn't get our ultimate goal. Not the fact of the matter is let's figure out what went wrong and let's fix it because we didn't win. That's the way to go about it when you're the Yankees. Yep. We didn't win. What went wrong? Well, this guy's not good for us. Get rid of him. Because that's what George wasn't the greatest owner on the planet. He wasn't the nicest guy. He wasn't a saint.
Yeah.
But he wanted to win. Nobody could take that away from him. And guess what? If he looked at a guy like DJ LeMahieu, he would go, you're gone. What do we owe him? I don't care. Get him off the team. He's done. Bye. Put anybody there.
I'll pay $30 million to tell him to his face, get the fuck off.
I would hand him the check tonight and take him off and get out of here.
And as I said, listen, it's not only DJ. Verdugo's struggling, but DJ
Correct.
is just, I mean, on another level when it comes to, because Verdugo started off hot, but DJ hasn't been hot since I can't remember when, since last year. And you're taking in a 2-year span, you're taking 2 months that he was good because he struggled in the beginning of last year as well too. So you're taking 2 months out of 2 years where a guy is already, what's DJ, 37, 36?
36.
If you ask me, I believe that Josh Donaldson was also 36, 37, and Josh Donaldson didn't have a busted toe. So I'm sorry, man. Sometimes you just gotta let it go. And we're gonna be here for when you come out here in the press conferences and talk that shit. I'm sorry, it's not gonna fly. And
Byron,
who? Sorry, that wasn't what I was trying to play. But that's funny that came up because when I heard that, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna play this because when I heard Boone talking about DJ Swing, this is what I heard.
so the best way to get something done, if you hold near and dear to you that you like to be able to.
Wait.
Anyway.
Anyway, this is what kills me.
I
It's
love
like
it.
you're
It's my
rambling.
favorite.
It's like you're getting lost, right?
Yeah.
And it's like how much. This is why he's here, and this is why the narrative is always painted the 600 winning percentage. Oh, it's not Boone's fault. This guy is struggling. This and that, and the third, because that Boone is the first is the guy behind the front office. Once he goes, then the other layer comes back, and it's looked upon. That's what it is. So it's easy to sit there behind and say it's not Boone's fault. You want that to be the narrative, but I'm sorry, that shit ain't gonna happen in our watch. It's just not.
Agreed. Crackle Nut says he expects the Yankees to go 162-0. Well, Crackle Nuts, I wish you managed the Yankees then because maybe that's a good way to go about it. But speaking of Alex Verdugo, we could touch on what Verdugo has done so far this year, and it's not good where he is right now. No. I mean, 231 average, 287 on base percentage, 371 slug, and 658 OPS. It's so strange where Verdugo started compared to where he is now. Here's a guy who a lot of us, including myself, was sitting there going, damn, how do you even move on from Verdugo? Like, this dude has been awesome for this team. He's been everything you wanted. Yeah. Good base runner, great fielder, was hitting the ball, was clutch. Added a swagger and a different element to this club that we didn't see ever with the New York Yankees. A dude rocking these chains, looked fire in the pinstripes. Comes out, homers off the Red Sox and is barking around the bases. Like, you never seen this as a Yankee. And you're like, yo, this is fun. Like, I love this. I like this attitude. And then Verdugo was neutered. As a big, strong dog, man, they were just like, time to chop it off. I guess that's it. And that's not an insult on his attitude or his personality. I'm talking about going from a big dog to somebody just not producing. And he can't bark no more. And it sucks because I really like Alex Verdugo. I really do. Not just because he's a fan of the channel, nothing like that. I mean, it helps a little bit. But anyway, he was a perfect fit for this club. And you look at it now and you go, geez, if Dominguez was healthy, he'd have to be here by now. Like, Verdugo may not have a job with the Yankees.
Remember the people asking, well, where is he going to play? This is why you just need the guy to be here. Like
it fixes itself. We always say it, right? That it ends up fixing itself.
And this is our point. And by the way, we're gonna have a 24. What is it? 10 days away.
10 days away, yeah.
From the 24-hour stream, and we're gonna a lot to talk about there and see what the Yankee moves are gonna be. But guys, it's like we're assuming that the Soto's gonna stay here. You're gonna need some of these younger guys to hit. You're either gonna get a third baseman or second baseman. You're not gonna afford. You can't. I don't think you could be able to afford Soto and two of those guys. So you either need Vivas to hit or something like that. So you had an opportunity to maybe see him, even if it was for one game for now, and you didn't even pull the trigger because you owe what loyalty to a 37-year-old. Again, man, it's just frustrating to see. And somebody asked for this clip about the voice. I finally found it. Is this one?
You don't add enough value to our roster to present like that.
So there you go, Jonathan.
Let me tell you something real quick.
Yeah, I love that because DeRosa is that's what Bobby told him, by the way.
Yeah, no,
the manager told him.
Yeah, Bobby Cox told him.
So again, there's nothing wrong.
Can you play it again?
Yeah, I will.
I loved it. I love how he says it. The presentation's great.
Hold on.
You don't add enough value to our roster to present like that.
I love that. Can you just imagine if you being a bad player and seriously, your manager comes up to you and goes, "Hey, look, I got to be on that play you made. You just don't add enough value to this club to present yourself that way to us." I would sit there, no joke. I would sit there like this.
Oh, shit.
Holy fuck, you're right. I mean, I'm not doing nothing. I don't want somebody to come up to me and goes, "That ground ball double."
Yeah, get him next time.
Luck. That was bad luck. I mean, you hit it 106 off the bat. I mean, yeah, don't worry, it's gonna work out. I'm sitting there going, "Geez, I want somebody to be like, hey, brother, look, you don't add enough value to this club to do that shit. What are you doing?" I'd sit there and be like, "He's fucking right. I mean, you're right."
They're worried about this is the same. The philosophy is that we got to be softer on this new generation of players. But mind you, these are guys that are not some of them. DJ's older than us. So I mean, like, what coddling are you doing to him, to Donaldson, who grew up the other way around? And then you're telling the newer guys, wait, it's not your turn.
Yeah, and I'll also say this too. I don't necessarily agree with that when a lot of people say that a lot of these guys want to be coddled. I don't believe that necessarily. Let me tell you something. A lot of the, and I'm going to use a word here that's been a little divisive out there, and I'm not trying to mean, I'm just trying to make it make sense. A lot of the wokeness of America now, when it's all this stuff has to be, everything needs to be accepting and this and that, and you can't say this or you can't say that. And again, I don't mean this as to be political at all. But I've been to other countries, and you'll have, kids growing up in DR, they don't give a shit about that stuff. Like, they don't give a shit about all this, this and that, and you can't do that. A lot of these young men are growing men, one, they're at high testosterone levels, they play a sport every day. Mm-hmm. I don't think they need to be coddled. I don't think they want to be coddled every day. No. I don't think they want somebody to go over them and go, "Hey, buddy, it's all right. Don't worry about it. That shit happens. Come on." I think sometimes they do want somebody to go over there and go, "What the fuck you doing? What are you doing now? What was that? Come on, we know you're better than that, but that shit doesn't happen here. That's it. Doesn't happen here." And I think I think there's ways about it. I think if you're an asshole, you're an asshole. And that's not always the best way to be, but there's a way of talking to people.
Yeah. And if you're gonna present, you're gonna have that wall as a manager and take all your hits for your guys, right? If you're gonna do that as a manager, and the guys are gonna respect the hell out of you back there, then you got to turn around and tell them, "Listen, I'm looking like a fucking 101. I'm looking like a Dalmatian right now, with all the holes I'm taking for you guys. You guys have to wake the fuck up."
Thank you.
And our reason
That's
is
right.
and the reason is the way that the Yankees, the body language, the and we're not just talking about this last, but we're coming out of the break. It's still early. We're just talking about what we saw in the second half. We've been seeing this for already 2-3 years now. So it's a consistency of Boone's leadership, and you're
Correct.
the manager, so we're gonna
Correct.
put that on you. We're not a channel that sits here and just criticize Boone. No, we've seen this time and time again with the Yankees just being like, oh, well, we'll get them next time. What the fuck is that, man?
And can I say this too about Aaron Boone? I actually compliment him on something. I think Aaron Boone has some of the greatest patience I've ever seen in my life. I've rarely seen somebody with the patience of Aaron Boone, because what Kev just said, I want everybody to think about this for a second.
It's true. He's taking a lot of hits.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong about this, because I've said this too about Hal Steinbrenner, is at some point, you got to feel the need to turn around and go, are you guys going to help me?
Yeah.
Like, if I was Aaron Boone, I would almost feel betrayed sometimes by the team. And I would look at them and go, guys, do you see the way I'm looked, like the way people talk about me? That I'm this, I'll be honest, I'm being called a pussy. I'm being called a loser. I'm a bad manager. I'm this, I'm that. I'm out there literally getting beat up for you guys. Is anyone going to step up?
Yeah.
I mean, I respect if those are the words behind closed doors, because there's a part of me that I go, Aaron Boone, one, can't be this stupid. And two, he's got to sit back at some point and go, why am I doing this? I know this is wrong. All my family, I got generations of ball players. That's not the way you play ball. And he knows that. Matter of fact, I think Mark DeRosa and them said it on that interview when he was like, Aaron Boone knows that's not. No, Mad Dog. He was like, Aaron Boone knows. I know Boone. He knows that's not okay. He knows that's not okay. They know this, and he knows that.
And that's my thing. We get here in NYU, other people say that we're always on Boone, but you're seeing it on MLB Tonight by Mad Dog, Brian Kenny, and Mark DeRosa. It's those the DJ play, the Grisham play, the Volpe, like it's there.
Network, Jack Curry.
Yes, so it's there. We're not the only ones saying this. It's not. It's continuous, right? And again, IKF struggling with routine plays last year, and the year before. I mean, and Boone going out there and saying he's the best shortstop, one of the best shortstops in the league. Are you fucking kidding me?
It's insane. It's insane.
So this is what we are criticizing. And again, we'll say it said, listen, if I'm ever in an opportunity and Boone or anybody would say, like, you said this about me, well, let's have a conversation, dude. Like, you want me to show you how much I spend when I go to the field? I feel a type of way. I feel a type of way. You're making millions of dollars. I'm sorry. When I'm fucking up at my job, you think my supervisor's out here worrying about anything else? No, he's telling me what the fuck I'm doing wrong, and I gotta sit there and be like, all right, if I fucked up, I fucked up. Yeah, and take it on the chin and keep it moving.
I would love to talk to them about that, because here's what I'll do. I'll pull this up, and I'll pull this up and I'll say this. It's a privilege to wear pinstripes. Guess what also comes with that? Criticism. Yeah. Harsh criticism. So I'm sorry, but your beef about, oh, these guys are saying this or this guy said that, hey, guess what? Just as it's a privilege, there's also a lot of responsibility that comes with wearing those pinstripes. That's why they say the pinstripes are heavy. They are. They're heavier than other clubs. A lot heavier than other clubs. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, for me, and guys, we got 200 in here. Do me a favor. Hit that like button for us. If there's somebody, again, that had a problem with that, it's only that simple. Derek Jeter said it. Alex Rodriguez said it. All these legends of the Yankees simply go, hey, guess what? But that's part of being a Yankee. That is part of the game. Hell, guys, I know some of you remember like I do. If Derek Jeter could get booed by Yankee fans, every single one of you fucks on that roster got every right in the world to be booed, including the captain, Aaron Judge. Everybody has a right from the fans to be booed. Is there a time to do it? Of course, whenever whatever, you pay your ticket, you go in there, you do what you like. But at the end of the day, if Derek Jeter got booed before, anybody could get booed.
Don't expect not to get booed. And a perfect example of how you want to go about it is the way Grisham did. They were yelling, we want Soto. Now, it's not going to happen every time, but Grisham turned around, hit a home run, and Grisham has actually been hitting the ball pretty well
Really good.
since then.
It's been a lot better.
So
yeah.
that's how you respond, and we respect that. You notice that people are not talking about Grisham anymore.
Not at all. I rate him
Again,
a C.
that's how you take that approach when you wear pinstripes. When you're in another organization, I don't care. I don't know. That's not how we do business here in the Bronx. I'm sorry. So again, it's just there right in front of you, buddy. There's signs all over in there. I know they're in the clubhouse about how you carry yourself when you're wearing pinstripes.
Correct.
And you have to protect that. And you were there with Torrey, which is really sad. That I don't understand how you had Torrey and you're still out here. And I get you're taking bullets for you guys, but your guys have to help you out back, man. It's just tough to watch. It's tough to hear. And I'm sorry, we're gonna count it out, because what's the point of sitting back, Pete, and just going up? Well, the Yankees lost another one. Yeah, Nestor didn't hit. Nestor got hit. What's the point
of about the club?
Exactly.
You don't care about the club. I mean,
what the fuck?
I tell all the time, I don't care. People tell me, hey, Pete, it's just a game. Well, guess what? I'm sorry, but to me, it's not. And I mean that when I say that. To me, it's not a game. To me, this is what I've decided to become my career. This is what I've decided to put every single day into, is to build in this platform so the team I love has a real, has a real voice behind it, that people can go, shit, you know what? I was thinking the same thing today, but I don't hear nobody say that. Yeah, no wonder why. I know why you don't hear nobody say that, because nobody's willing to say it. Because that's what makes us so damn different here, is that we're willing to say it, because it's not coming from a place of anger. It's not coming from a place of, I hate this team. I don't like them. I'm going to attack them all the time. It's coming out of a place of love of the New York Yankees. And it's that simple. Everybody here at NYU loves this club. Where we are legitimate diehard fans. Not just we're catching on. We like this. Now we want to do more because, people are recognizing NYU. Who gives a shit about that? At the end of the day, we are real New York Yankee diehard fans. And we only want to see this team get better and continue to get better. And it's that simple. And, we're going to tell our truth. We're just going to keep telling our truth. That's all there is to it. And, this is the funny thing about this, right? Because as I say this now, I also think back to what I've been saying for a few months now, a few weeks. And some of the fans in this chat have been looking at me going, Pete, you're nuts. There's no way. I'm here defending the Yankees going, I believe if Dominguez comes back and Stanton comes back and they add a third baseman, I think their offense is way better. And I think they could be a very good team again. I do believe there's a chance. That's why I've kept saying, I'm going to wait until the deadline to be overly critical of where they go by the end of the year.
Me too.
I'm going to wait. I'm going to allow it to happen. Because let's bullshit here. They get Dominguez back, Stanton comes back, and they had Isaac Paredes. Let's just play games. It's a much better team. It's a much better ball club.
A much better ball club. And if you don't think that even that does it, that's fine. Everybody's right to opinion. And if you think that the Yankees have to make 17 moves to win, and you're already saying this team is going to lose, and you want to say you're one of the I told you so's is what I call them, just waiting for October to say I told you so. Why are you even watching, dude? Disappear and wait till October then. You got to believe. I mean, this team went on a run in the beginning. They were really good. And everybody, yes, I get that Cabrera was hitting out of his mind, and Volpe was as well. I think Volpe just needs to be left in the bottom of the order to be – he looked a lot better since the break. Another thing that we were talking about right before we came on, maybe the break helped him. Maybe he needs a couple of days off. This is probably the only kid who's played every single game since he came up here. So
I think Boone alluded to that too, that maybe they got to figure out trying to still get him because he's never really off his feet, and he could have been a little fatigued.
Yeah, man, it happens, dude. And he's never and at this stage, and kudos to him. Listen, we're not sitting here gonna shit on Volpe. I mean, because he was doing great in the beginning of the season. I think the Yankees took him out of a position where we saw with a lot of guys. We saw it when they tried to put Rice up there. He struggled in the beginning, but Rice is found his footing. But yeah, man. Look at Ben Rice. It's a perfect example. Look at when was it? 2 years ago when everybody was asking for Peraza and the Yankees didn't want to feed the crowd what they wanted, but they called up Oswaldo, and Oswaldo still injected a energy into August that the Yankees needed at that time because they were struggling in August. They're right in front of us. Remember that? Oswaldo was the one who came in and injected energy to the club. Again, youth, there's a key to it. Why not? You have a bunch of guys that down there, unless you're going to trade them now. And if the Yankees don't trade anybody now and they keep them down there, this is where we get upset here in NYU. And we're going to call it out.
No doubt about it. Jay Boogie with the super chat says the playoff format makes it harder to win a chip. Problem with this team is that they don't respect the uniform. Pride, power, pinstripes, step up is what he says there. And I'm just taking a quick look here. They still got I'm just laughing because they still got Vivas playing second base. I would have loved to have seen him go down and maybe play a couple of games, multiple games in a row at third base, but they're not doing that. And before we wrap up, let's talk a little trade deadline really quickly. Third base, do you think that is the primary position the Yankees add?
Yes. As bad as my guy Gleyber Torres has been. Shout out to Narvi, by the way, getting his first hits, because we were just talking about guys in the pen.
Carlos Narvaez.
Shout out to Narvi.
Good job.
So it's nice to get that out of the way right away. As I think that and that's not something that is too far fetched to believe that Gleyber could go on a hot streak. That's we've seen it happen.
Yeah,
where Gleyber's just gone on a tear. So that's not too far fetched to think that. But a 37-year-old with a foot injury, yes, we need desperately. The Yankees need to upgrade that position, and I think they will.
No doubt about it. I think they will. Do you have a name in mind? And again, I just want to run this by everybody real quick, because Brian Hoke came out and mentioned this after I did. But I've been telling people, the Rays do not care who they trade with. They don't care about it being divisions. They care about the prospect they want and they get. They don't care if it's within division. I think Isaac Paredes is actually a real possibility for the Yankees. I don't know what you think about that, or would you like him? I know you were a little concerned. I talked about this, of his pull. He's very pull happy. I mean, extremely. He might be the most pull guy in baseball.
Every single home runs to that
Any
side
ball to right field's an out. Once he hits the ball in the air to right field, it's an out. He doesn't do anything to right field. Left field, forget about it. He smacks the hell out of the ball. But what are your thoughts there? I mean, 25 years old. Didn't look great at first base. Looked good at third.
It'd be nice for him to get
third base.
Never say never, because it'd be nice for him to get a nice porch home run in October. That's something that could happen. Right. Listen, to me, the two guys that I like are him and Rengifo. Those are the two guys that I like for third base. I think Rengifo is going to be cheaper. I don't know what Isaac is going to cost.
Suarez and Rengifo, sign me up. You had Suarez and Rengifo, sign me up. That's a hell of a deal. That's a hell of a deal for the Yankees.
Listen, we've been talking about this for a while too. It's Rengifo is. I think he's an average fielder. I don't know how Paredes is.
He's not great. He's average. Yeah,
he's average as well. So two average fielders, but I mean, if you're gonna keep DJ for a while longer, then that's where if you want to put him as a late defensive replacement, there it is. And
yeah,
but I just don't see the Yankees. I don't even think that they believe that they can continue to put DJ. I think DJ has 10 days left, and they're gonna try to put him out there this year. And they know that they can't. I mean, I don't know how you can look at a spreadsheet, look at Savant, and be so heavy analytically, and look at DJ and say he's turning a corner when he has the slowest bat speed in baseball,
which
one of the slowest bat speeds in baseball.
Correct, because there's no analytics that show anything good for DJ LeMahieu. There's nothing, and I think that's the only concern that some people have brought up questions about Rengifo, and then also too with Isaac Paredes, is that they're not analytic darlings. So you don't look at their analytics and go, shit, there's a lot there. Now, Yandy Diaz is a guy that you look at it, you go, damn, that's an analytic. This is the guy I want, because everything's kind of off the charts with him. And you look at it and go, his numbers should be better than what they are.
Yeah.
But Rengifo and Isaac Paredes are not guys that tear the cover off of the ball. They're not huge exit velo guys, but they hit the ball. They put the ball in play. They get hits, they get bloopers, they get singles. They don't necessarily always drive the baseball, but they put the ball in play. And Rengifo's a prime example of that. You look at Rengifo's numbers across the board, even his Savant page. I mean, you can see it here. Not great exit velo. Doesn't really barrel the ball. Doesn't hit the ball hard. Doesn't have great bat speed. But he doesn't strike out.
Nope.
He makes things happen. You can see all the infield hits. He makes things happen. He puts the ball in play.
He's quick as shit.
And guess what? And he's a switch hitter on top of that.
Which the Yankees desperately need.
He's not good. Look, he's not great defensively. We understand that. But what are you wouldn't you? There's something you got to risk here.
Yeah.
You may not get somebody that's great on both sides of, but there's a little bit there that you got to take a risk. And let's be honest, offensively, between those guys and DJ LeMayu, it's not even close. It's not even close.
I hope people understand that if Rengifo was on this team, Luis Rengifo was on this team, he'd be the third best hitter.
No doubt about it.
OPS wise.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Well, I mean, him between him and Ben Rice, and it's just because Ben Rice, it depends. He goes up 805 and comes down to the 750. So again, it's a no brainer. The Yankees desperately need that there, and then if you add him to the team, and then Doogie goes on turns the corner. Let's use Boonalytics.
Boonalytics.
If Glaber turns the corner and Doogie turns the corner, and now you have Rengifo on that squad, it's a completely different Yankee lineup, and we don't have to hear Severino talk shit anymore. So, any bullpen though? I mean, any arms that you think that the Yankees? Do you really think Crochet is an option? Do you really think?
I think he's a real option if they're willing to move Spencer Jones. If the Yankees sit down with the White Sox and they go, we want him, and we're open to discussing Spencer Jones, I think there's guaranteed you can lock a deal down with that club. Is he the guy you move him for? I think could be very much. I mean, great strikeout numbers. We know that. Very, very. You saw him in the All-Star game. Very easy cheese. I mean, he hits 97, 98 with these.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's had a surgery already on his arm, I believe. I want to say. I think he's came back from one recently or something like that. I don't know much about him, to be honest. But if that's the guy that they're really comfortable with and they want to go after, and that's the one you move Jones for, I'd have to almost take their word for it because you can see the talent. And I was saying it last year, to have him and Louis Hill locked in your rotation for even next year, you got to be pretty excited about that with Garrett Cole and whatever else. And I don't want to keep talking about this because I really hope that Carlos Rodon could turn it around. But if you get a guy like Crochet and you go into next year and in the offseason, you go, hey, maybe we sit down with Carlos and we'll see if he'd be willing to go to be moved. And I think a team like the Giants would probably love to take him back. And maybe that's an example of if Rodon doesn't work out, it gives you that opportunity. But he could also have a great year the rest of the way. But I don't know. I feel like if the Yankees do allow Spencer Jones to be moved, I think there's countless moves that could be made.
Listen, I think with Rodon, it's clear that he needed to mix his pitches more, and I'm hoping that continues to be the case. It's
Fastball
certainly
was great yesterday, last outing. I mean, he's doing 101.
Yeah, what's that time of year? Now it's the time of year where that fastball creeps up, and it's like
exactly.
If he goes on another tear, we're not having this conversation anymore. But
That's
listen,
right.
even worse comes to worse, if he ends up being AJ Burnett, a guy with a 4.5 ERA for 3 years, or not next year, or whatever the case may be, but in one of the Octobers that the Yankees are in, he goes on a run like AJ Burnett did, and pitches great. Are we really going to be that upset? Nobody's going to care. World Series.
Nobody's going to care about the regular
World
season.
Series cures everything.
That's right.
So this is why people say he's Carpavano. He's nowhere near Carpavano.
No,
this guy cares way more than Carpavano could ever care of.
Yep, no doubt.
Carpavano was a POS, by the way.
Old Sarge of the Super Chat says, small unit dynamics and leadership. Men thrive when they get smoked for fudging up and praised when exceeding standards. Lack of discipline is poison. I'm right there with you. We talk about that stuff a lot when it comes to the leadership of the other ball players on the team. We talked about that a lot today. So that's all I have. Kev, if you want to wrap us up with anything, I mean, tomorrow's another early game.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we'll have it right here for you guys live, as always, on Game Season Live. But Yankees got to get back on track already tomorrow. Today was an ugly game, was a bad game. It wasn't a good performance at all from really anybody. They gotta bear down and play ball and try to win the series.
And it looks like that hand isn't hurting Soto as much anymore.
Yeah.
So they really need to help those two guys, him and Judge. I hope somebody wakes up from there. Austin Wells still continues to put in good at bats, so I'm not worried about it. Ben Rice is doing his thing. But I just want to leave everybody with a little nugget. If Boone's so much of the issue, and Boone. I mean, Boone is not the issue, and it's always about the players or whether. How come it seems like Alex Cora always gets more with less? I know they've been last for 2 years, but look at the team this year. Nobody had them anywhere.
Could be the Yankee manager next year.
By the way, something has to give. So it's not we're sitting here saying fire him now, fire this. It's not that. It's just either the players need to respond to Boone taking all the hits, or Boone's gonna have to take a different approach because the team is not. But we don't expect that from Boone because Boone's never done it. And we thought that this year, being him on his walk year, he might have managed a little different, but he seems to managing to a guy that just wants to keep his job. And that's
the way it looks.
That's not what I expect. By the way, the Clay Holmes didn't pitch in the All-Star game, by the way, because they didn't want to give up that game.
Bruce Bochy said, fuck that. Nah, you got to sit your ass on the bench. We're trying to win this game.
Sorry.
All right, guys, we appreciate you all. Thank you so much for joining the Bronx and Nothing. The fellas, Mario and Kev, will be back next week. With that being said, guys, oh, wait a second.
Mario!
What's next week?
Oh, no, that's right. I'm like, shit, we got to go to the...
That's on Monday.
That's Monday. Monday we start that.
By the way,
guys, yeah, we're calling those games too.
Yes.
So.
All together, same format as Tampa. We got we got what we got in here, 160 plus in here. Smack that like. Same format as in Tampa. We're gonna be in the Airbnb. Me, Pete, Francis, Mario, maybe Don Madeline back there, or Bobblehead Pete might make the trip. We don't know yet, but we're gonna be there. Same format, 24-hour stream the next day after. Can't wait for that. And then a recovery day, and probably call the game at night there as well because it's the Phillies. It's a good series.
Yeah. And then try to find out what we're gonna eat because we're like in the middle of batshit nothing. But anyway,
yes,
we'll talk about that.
Anyway.
Good night, guys. Talk to you later. See you guys tomorrow for Game Season Live. Peace out, baby.
It's heavy. Yeah, I gotta keep it trendy on my soul. I'm the most selfish person that I know. Here we go down the rabbit hole. Got a couple carrots around my neck. Self-respect. When you out of line, you put yourself in check. They don't hear me. They don't hear me though. Cycles going round and round and round like a merry-go. Stand for truth or fall for any old scenario. That's why I keep my circle smaller than a Cheerio. Cause this the company you keep. Stay woke. Please don't get caught sleep. End up sowing what you reap. Know your worth and don't sell cheap. The ghost is inside of me. Can't take it out of me.